with this here video game. Sorry for the wait. Brought you some medicine. I love how this stream has just become like showcasing so many other different games. Nice job keeping Pancham safe, Pikachu. Alright. $65 this game cost, so it wasn't full price at 80. Full price games here in Canada cost 80. And this was 65, I think.
I'm just trying to help your friend, that's all.
Pikachu's just gonna let it happen.
There, there.
Here, take this weird plant I found.
You'll feel better after you eat this. Tastes bad, huh? That's how you know it's working.
Oh, it's still a cutscene. I jumped the gun a little bit with my buttons.
The question is, who would do such a thing to Pancham?
That other Pokemon that reserved there. Not quite as good as the anime Guzzlord just screaming, but still pretty good there. Like, I've no doubt that was still a person just screaming, but it just wasn't as obvious as the anime Guzzlord. For anyone who hasn't heard that, I know I've showed it on stream like several times before. The anime Guzzlord is literally just like a guy screaming, and you can clearly tell it's just a guy screaming. It's so funny. One's roar. Sounds like it came from the far end of the forest. I finally gotta meet this berserk Pokemon. You're thinking of that too? Oh my god. Yeah, it gave that those kinds of vibes. All right, we're pulling it up again. I feel like I show this on stream at least twice per year. All my things have been rearranged on my monitors now. Hold on. you would do such a thing to Pancham? Gonna be furious if they charge full price because the playtime on this game doesn't even compare to all the other full price. Well, I mean, you can also say that about things like Metroid Dread that's only like an 8-hour game, but I'd still say that that's, you know, worthy of being a full price game. Like, that's actually fleshed out and high quality. Pokemon Anime Guzzlord. Hold on. Here's just Guzzlord screaming. I love this. It's so good. It's so good. So, you know, let's pause that. It's literally just a guy screaming. And so that gave me vibes of this. It's so funny though. I haven't seen the Pokemon anime in a long time, but I kind of wish that I watched this arc now. Because it's so good. Yeah, so I guess I'd have to watch the Japanese version. But still. Like, come on. Okay, it's probably enough of Guzzlord screaming for now. Let's see here. It's so good. Can still buy factory sealed UAE copies of the original Detective Pikachu for 60 CAD, which is better value for money. Huh. But yeah, I do agree that the first game is definitely a lot better than this. Unless this game like wildly surprises me at that. Gotta at least trust me a little now, right? I wonder if Guzzlord are constantly in pain just because of their screams. Pretty sure it's the same in English too. Honestly, don't think the Pokemon anime is ever really that good. You think it's overrated? Yeah, that's fair enough. Nice one, Pancham. I can tell you're feeling better. Way to hang in there. But, you know, it's like a good children's/family show. You know, sometimes some of the movies can be pretty fun and good. Like, I haven't seen a new Pokemon movie in, like, forever, if we're not counting things like Detective Pikachu. But come on, things like The Rise of Darkrai, so good. Or things like the original Pokemon movie. That was a good film right there. Let's face it. But I think my favorite Pokemon movie is The Rise of Darkrai. That one was pretty good. And Erasion's such a beautiful theme. I quite love that. I don't remember any of the Gen 5 ones. And then I never bothered to check out any of the Gen 6 ones. But yeah. Now that they've retired Ash, I wonder if they are doing anything like more interesting with the anime. But yeah, you know, the anime's been the kind of thing that I haven't been all that interested in checking out for a good while now. But you know, I enjoyed quite a bit as a kid. You know, it was a good fun time then. And I did appreciate like some of the, like, I was watching mainly during Gen 4. I appreciated some of the lessons that it was sharing then. I don't know if that's something that I continue trying to do. But like, for example, one of the things I really liked in the Gen 4 anime, for example, was when Ash had this Turtwig that was like super duper fast. It was like a speed demon. And when it's struggling in a battle against like Paul's like Staravia or something, I don't know, this or not Noctowl, Honchkrow, I think it was, I don't know, battling against something, it evolves into Groddle, and that's usually the part in Pokemon where it's just like, yeah, I gotta power up, time to, you know, be really, really strong here and stuff. But then it finds that it can't go fast anymore, and it struggles, and then it loses the battle, and that thing that it like relied on for so long, that thing that made it its speed was just gone, and it was never gonna come back. And then Paul's Torterra started training Ash's Groddle a little bit in the night to teach it not to be a speed demon, but to be a tank, really tank some hits and then counter, because that's now the niche that they found themselves in. And it's like, you know, it's the kind of thing that I didn't really recognize as a kid as much, like the lessons that it was teaching, but I enjoyed it when there was lessons like that, where it's just like, hey, you know, life isn't always going to take you in the direction that you want, and you won't always be able to do, like, have things stay the way that you want them to stay. Sometimes, like, other circumstances will come up, and you need to adapt to new situations. But instead of wallowing in, like, the regret of, man, things are never going to be the way they once were, you should instead, like, try to make the best of the way that things are, to the best of your abilities. You know, I enjoyed stuff like that. You know, there are parts of the Pokemon anime like that I quite liked. And also, like, some of the characters, like James. If we're talking about Pokemon characters and humans count, like, James might just be my favorite Pokemon character. He's so good. He's such a legend. He has so many iconic lines. You look pretty panicked. I bet it saw something terrifying. And so many unhinged lines. Probably saw the same thing I'm looking for. The Berserk Pokemon. I love James so much. Berserk Pokemon must be near where that Hoot was. I'll investigate this area and figure out how I can get there. So, there's definitely parts of the Pokemon anime that I like, but I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't really know what it's like anymore, or what the new series is like, to be fair. But I do remember quite liking the Pokemon anime. Not for, you know, telling, like, an insanely gripping narrative that, like, kept me glued to the screen, but just being, like, an enjoyable, fun kind of thing as a kid where I had a lot of time to burn. Teaching some lessons along the way, and also just having, like, a lot of fun moments and stuff like that, you know. And the absolutely killer fights. He goes against Steven and Cynthia. I heard about that, where it's, like, the kind of finale stuff with Ash there. I think it has lots of potential, but it ruins by dropping plot lines, not having a plot line that lasts any more than a few more episodes, just because you got to... Wait, this... Just cause got to make it so any child can watch any episode without watching the rest no matter what, even at the cost of continuity and its own story. Yeah, I do wish that there were some plot lines that, you know, got seen through. GS ball. But yeah, Sun and Moon anime didn't hold punch, like didn't hold lame punches. Like there are episodes where Pokemon and human die in there. Really? Interesting. Also, having Pokemon say their own name is so stupid. Yeah, that's fair enough. I remember theorizing so much as a kid that the Darkrai from the movie came from PMD2. It's also the only Darkrai in the entire series where it has actual legs. No, Darkrai has legs in, like, every appearance. It's just sometimes you'll see it in the animation where, like, it can put the legs out. Well, I guess not in the 2D ones. I don't think it did in Gen 5. But I'm fairly certain in, like, other 3D games it would sometimes put its legs down. Or maybe I'm losing my mind because someone modded that into BDSP. But, like, Darkrai canonically has the legs, you know. Current Anime Horizons did their own thing apart from their source material. But is it, like, interesting in the new stuff that's doing? You know? Parts that you like, but the problems that it has completely ruins it all. But yeah. No, Darkrai canonically has legs. That's what it be. Butterfree Ash doesn't think I completely forgot about you and abandoned you after episode 10. But it was still a really touching episode, come on! Okay, time to figure this thing out. Like, hold on. Where's my going live folder? Where's one of my Pokemon memes? Oh god, what monitor is this gonna be on? Okay, it's actually on the right monitor. I didn't screw that up. Hold on. Do I have the one that I'm thinking about here? Can I find it? Let's see here. Just open this up and scroll through. Hold on. Do I have the thing that I'm thinking about? I have a lot of Pokemon memes for going live. Gosh dang it. I might not be able to find it. It's one of those ones where it's like, do men even cry? And then it shows like where men cried and it shows a scene with Butterfree. Is what I was trying to find. But I have a lot of other weird Pokemon memes, but you know, I can't seem to find that. Unfortunate. Oh well. But yeah, well, you know, Darkrai doesn't usually show its legs, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have them. Like, what? How do you know that I have arms? You don't see my arms in this image right now. You know, it doesn't always show legs, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have them. You know, Ash did meet Butterfree in the Epilogue series, aims to be a master after Journeys. Oh, that's cool. Was, but they ruined it in hindsight, knowing that Ash never sees Butterfree again just because the producer couldn't be bothered. But Butterfree Brax says I know children won't remember or know about Butterfree, but they did a long time later then. Okay, time to figure this thing out. That.
Now then.
Oh. How did I reach where Hoot Hoot flew from? Oh,
Okay.
We started talking about other stuff. I didn't even remember how I got to the screen anymore, I'm gonna be honest. Let's see if I can get through to the other side. But no, not a cutscene. Let's see. Its footprints are the same as the ones I saw by the entrance. It's safe to assume they were made by the Berserk Pokemon. It'll be difficult to follow these footprints with so many bamboo stalks in the way. Bamboo stalks are broken in the same way as the ones by the entrance. Breaks seem pretty fresh too. Fallen bamboo. So many fallen bamboo stalks blocking the way. I don't think there's any space for me to get through.
Okay.
I think that's all there is to see here. Okay. Most where you see it says Darkrai's model has had legs since X and Y, but there's just never been an animation where it actually shows revealing its legs. The main person that's working on implementing the national dex in BDSP, since BDSP is made in Unity and is therefore like super moddable, I recently saw a post on the platform formerly known as Twitter, where they did animate Darkrai's legs in like BDSP. I don't know, go around it. Okay, well. I assume that was, oh, it was saying to move it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, the rock's here, climb up it! I'm getting a proper look, this is quite the sight. The fact that he never brings back any of his old Pokemon after early seasons, regardless of any prompt. No! He brings them back for big battles, like Charizard, because everyone knows that Charizard is the second most popular Pokemon. Doesn't seem like there's much to see here. You never know till you look. I'll go ahead and investigate. You can climb it, man. The boulder must have broke apart when it fell down here. Now it's more like a cliff face. Yeah, climb it. You know? I don't know. But a modder sure has. This boulder's pretty tough. I don't think it'll break apart any further. They bring back Charizard for like several of the league battles. Be like, alright, time to take on the league. I'm taking out my best Pokemon. And then he takes out Charizard. This looks like it used to be a path up the hill. It's been completely eroded. I'm pretty sure he did with Bayleaf as well, too. But I don't quite recall. I'm not sure if this boulder fell naturally or the Berserk Pokemon knocked it loose. But either way, I'm glad no one was hurt.
Okay.
That's all there is to see here. Like, he'll sometimes bring back his old Pokemon for league battles. I think he's done that with Tauros as well. Begin deducing.
Okay.
Yeah, that. But yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I suppose there's that, but they want to have each new season feel fresh and stuff, and, you know, not expect the audience to go tune into, like, everything prior, I suppose. Is what I assume the reasoning for it is. Boulder crushed the path leading up the hill. The path should still continue at the top of the hill. If I climb up the boulder, I should be able to get to that path and make my way to the Berserk Pokemon. But yeah. Yeah, it's always been in the model, but yeah. Game Freak is Game Freak. Climb up the boulder, I should find a path. Getting back down might be tough, though. I'll figure that out later. It doesn't look like it'd be that tough. Time to get climbing. Up we go! Is it actually going to show him climbing, or is it just going to fade through black?
No problem.
My money's on fade through black. There it is.
Just a bit more to go. Good grief.
Yeah, been a while since I did something like this. I'm definitely out of shape. There's that path. This ought to lead me closer to the Berserk Pokemon. But yeah. Well, the person that modded it to use it actually shows, like, you know, the legs coming down, and then when Darkrai gets ready to attack, you know, bring it back up again. Or something like that. I can probably find the post if you want me to find it. Animating simple animation is hard, Matt. Yeah, that's fair. Wouldn't want to animate climbing up those rocks. Is this the entrance to the storage area? If so, I need to fix the elevator in there. Jesse. I gotta find the Berserk Pokemon. Like Jesse's having a hard time settling down. Which seems to happen more and more as she's getting older. Wait, it's Keith! Yeah, so R was involved with this.
And what are they up to?
Oh god, those textures look like they came straight out of Metroid Prime.
Huh? Wait, hold on! Who's there? Oh boy. Excuse me. What are you doing here?
Who, us? Just gathering bamboo shoots.
It sure doesn't look that way.
Alright, shut him up. Let's go.
Well, wispy effect at least.
Oh no. Pikachu, this way!
Convenient how it only leaves footprints and marks on the ground when we need to investigate. Rescue Pikachu! I hope that there's an actual QuickTime event and not just mashing. Well, I mean, we could just chill here until the end of time now if we wanted to, technically. Mash that button. There we go. Good. Don't worry, I'm good here.
This way! Not good! Hurry!
Well, I guess we're in the mines now. Oh, no, we're back to present day now.
Pikachu. Pikachu, wake up.
My goodness, the robotic-y animation there. Yeah, they sure looked really concerned looking over him. Yeah, you're awake. Yeah. Tim? As I fell asleep. Hey, Pikachu, this isn't the first time that's happened. Maybe you should get yourself checked out. Whoa, I dozed off a bit and you're acting like I'm about to keel over or something. It's not what I meant, but okay, sorry. That's fine. Anyway, I just remembered. I've been here before, a long time ago. Huh? What do you mean? You just remembered this place? What do you remember, Pikachu? Don't know why I needed to select the thing there. I came all the way to Bamboo Burrow after hearing about the Berserk Pokemon. While I was here, I borrowed a gate key from the charcoal shopmaster. I battled the Lairon, and, oh yeah, the Bamboo Forest is also where Harry and I first met. Takes me back. But he's talking somewhat from Pikachu's perspective and somewhat from Harry's perspective here. You borrowed a key and met my dad? Hey, did something happen to Pikachu? He fainted earlier, but now he's acting like nothing's wrong. Yeah, he's fine, I think. Oh, me? Never been better. I've got a few more questions. You borrowed the key to the gate?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean you borrowed the key to the gate? I came to this town because I heard that a Pokemon had gone berserk in the Bamboo Forest. I couldn't get into the forest to investigate like I wanted because the gate was locked. The charcoal shopmaster had the key, but man was he stubborn. Getting him to lend it to me was no small feat. I guess I may as well turn stuff back on here. And yeah, the mashing is back. In terms of like pressing A as a QuickTime event, there's only been like one instance of that I've seen here. And it was failable, but there's only been one instance that I've seen of that, if I recall. Everything else is just like mashing and it's not possible to fail. Just see. She is being pretty clingy tonight. Feeling okay? Okay, Jess? What? You borrowed the key from the charcoal shopmaster? Yeah, in exchange for fixing the elevator. I guess you do need a key to open this gate, but Battle a Lairon?
Mm-hmm.
Did you really battle a Lairon the last time you were here? Yep, battle it twice in the Bamboo Forest. Also, Prisma Wyvern coming out of nowhere, subbing for 14 months now. I appreciate the 14-month resub. That was one heck of a long time right there. I hope you enjoy another month of the emotes and the sub badge and all that fun stuff there. And welcome on back to Team Enharmonic and all the stuff with the spiel that my brain is too fried to give properly here right now. Case. Would you like your dinosaur, maybe? Hey, if I can scooch back and reach it here. Dinosaur? Will this help you feel better? If we play a little bit with the dino? Would you like that? Yeah? Maybe? Ho. Battled twice in the bamboo forest. Once when I saved Pancham, and then again when I saved Harry. Laron did not know when to quit. Just kept coming at us. But I hit it with my electric type moves. Whoa. Yeah, this just remembered an idea you saw around the internet where what if there's a mystery dungeon game where you're playing as an actual Pokemon with lost memories but was never a human, where the main antagonist of the game is a human turned Pokemon goes out of their way to do everything selfishly just to return home? That'd be interesting, but I don't think that ever happened because they like their personality test thingamabobs and human turned into Pokemon so you imagine that it's actually you. Like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is about, like, applying yourself into the character role. It's one of those kinds of games. Like, you have one of those games where you have an avatar character that you apply yourself onto. And I feel like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon probably wouldn't want to lose that. You know? But yeah, so this is a new Detective Pikachu. Yep. So Pikachu is part Pikachu and part Harry. 100% salty. I don't know. Part Pikachu, part Harry. Solving crime in Rhyme City. Radar starts Friday. Just wanted to share that with you a couple days ago, but completely forgot why I mentioned now before you forgot. Again, you mean? Yeah, I don't know if it's something I could ever see them doing, though. Is the game any good? No. Maybe you could still use them back then? You met Dad here?
Mm-hmm.
So, about the first time you met Dad? That was back when I was investigating the bamboo forest. Found some footprints. Then I crossed a river to get into the bamboo forest and wound up living there for a while. Yeah, because I finish what I start. I cover things on my channel here. Like, I went all the way through Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, despite it being Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You know? I do it for the sake of covering and, like, review purposes here. Though I'm not going to do a video essay. My review will just be, like, my coverage during this game and what I discuss at the end. You know, I'm not doing a video essay for this. I was thinking that during this university semester, I might not do video essays at all. I actually do have one ready to publish. I'm gonna do, like, a few short-form video essays throughout the semester, and I have one, like, 9.5-minute one ready on Metroid Prime that I might publish tomorrow. Like, it's ready, essentially. Yeah, that's where you two met, but, I'm not quite sure I can make sense of your story. But yeah, the pain in your voice, you feel it? Somehow worse than the original. Yeah, the original, I thought, it was okay-ish, but it had its flaws. This one, I just straight up don't really like. There are parts that I like about it. You know, there are some things I like. Like, the music's pretty good. I do like the voice acting for Pikachu. Everyone else, maybe not. Never a fan of the original to begin with, although part of you really wants to love the original game, but it's so hard to. Yeah, I wonder, part of me genuinely wonders, if I did play these games as a kiddo, like, at the same age that I was playing things like Pajama Sam, like the point-and-click SpongeBob games, like whatever other point-and-click adventure games that I would have been playing at the time. If I played this at the same time as those, would I have loved this? Like, both these games. If I had to guess, I would imagine yes. Like, these seem to... Like, I've realized as of this stream that it feels like these kind of fit into that niche of, like, hand-holdiness and just random crap that you have to do all the time to progress, that it is basically like one of those early 2000s children's point-and-click adventure games. So if this had come out as like an early 2000s point-and-click adventure game, like, it probably would have, like, really done well. But, like, coming out in the modern gaming landscape as a Nintendo Switch game that costs like $65 here in Canada as opposed to like 10 or 20 bucks or whatever it would have been for buying point-and-click adventure games in the early 2000s, it's not really going to, you know, be able to reach that demographic that those ones would have reached, right? Well, let's see here. The original was charming and had some slow parts of story, and the story left on a really weird cliffhanger. Yeah, it was kind of odd. It's kind of okay, I don't know. Yeah, that's the kind of the way that I saw it there. Probably enjoyed a lot as a kid. I should just realize it almost 1 AM for you, so definitely getting late there. played the original when you were around 15 and enjoyed it for what it was. And that was after you had written off modern Pokemon after X and Y, huh? Got head off, sorry, there's some other things you think you wanted to say too, but you'll have to bring it up another time. Don't forget to mod you. Maybe you'll just be civilian stats. Yeah, I'll do that there. Take care, Guzma. Appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. And yes, I have a blanket over my lap. I get chilly sometimes, and I get comfortable streaming like this. But yeah, and take care there, Guzma. Seems like a lot happened when Pikachu and Dad first met. Some of these pictures aren't quite fitting together. I'll have to organize all this information. Okay. Very slowly, though. That's just different portrait expressions. Somehow Pikachu's story doesn't add up. I wonder if he's mixing up his dreams with reality. Probably get mad if I suggested that, though. I wonder if I can deduce that this is just like in that film. Gotta clarify some things with him after he settles down. For now, I'll go over what Pikachu said and try to figure out which parts of his story don't add up. Begin deducing.
Oh,
Pikachu's story seems to contradict itself. Let me think this through and figure out which part of his story doesn't add up. I mean, all the things? Oh. Yeah. All the things don't add up. I mean, if I remember correctly, Pikachu said he met Dad in the bamboo forest. Since Pikachu entered the bamboo forest by crossing a river, Dad had to have been one who used the key to open the gate. Maybe he heard that story from Dad, got the details mixed up, and thinks he's the one who got the key. Hey, Jess? Come here. You want back upstairs? I can take you back upstairs if that's what you want. Hold on. Dad, not Pikachu, must have borrowed the key. I mean, I'm sure you can hold a key. Probably still do that. Do you want upstairs, Jessie? Do you want me to take you up? Yeah. She's seeming pretty restless and like she wants upstairs tonight. I'm gonna be back in like 30 seconds.